All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lucy. I'm one of the facilitators here with StriveScan. Welcome to the Middlesex County Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking time out of your day. I just have a few housekeeping announcements before we get started for everyone. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening tonight, so so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. I'll show you a screen after this with other sessions that are happening today. The presentation is being recorded and will be available within a week at the same website where you registered. So without further ado, I would like to share Cooper Union.
Great. Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for being here tonight and learning more about all of the different schools that you're going to hear from. I'm delighted to talk to you about the Cooper Union. We are a very small school located in the East Village in Manhattan. We were founded in 1859, and the East Village has actually grown up around our campus. So if you ever come to see us, you'll see that there's the foundation building, which is our historic site, and then right across the street is our very modernistic homage to architecture and to engineering. And I say that because we only offer degree programs in 3 areas. And those areas are art, architecture, and engineering. Peter Cooper, who founded the Cooper Union, really believed that those 3 fields were essential to the foundation of humanity and moving societies forward. And we honor that tradition today. So within those 3 majors, with our art school, we don't offer specific degree areas. You'll graduate with a Bachelor of Arts degree, a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree, and that will allow you to practice in the arts, but you won't specialize in a particular area. So instead, you'll take foundational courses in all of the arts disciplines that we offer, and you'll receive studio space starting in your sophomore year, and that is your space within the foundation building to use for the duration of your time at Cooper. Our architecture program is nationally and internationally renowned. It is a 5-year degree program, and it is studio-based. So you will be practicing in the same space with all of the other participants in the architecture school, no matter what year they are. So 1st through 5th year programs are all intermingling together so that you can see the development of the artistic vision of architecture from the very beginning when you're learning the foundation of what it takes to build a building and then design it, to getting feedback and critiques of your design ideas. And then we have our engineering program where we offer degrees in 5 areas. So you can get a degree in chemical, civil, general, electrical, and mechanical engineering within Cooper's offerings. We offer very project-based engineering curriculum. The first year is foundation in the sciences and the math fields that you'll need. And then beyond that, you go into your major specific coursework. There's opportunity for research starting in your freshman year. And we offer a very, very small classroom environment. So typically you'll have no more than 30 students in a classroom in engineering and an 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio. We believe very strongly that community fosters understanding, and collaboration is the best way to not only learn, but to experience the disciplines that you need. And within that, we try to really foster interdisciplinary approaches across the 3 schools. One of the ways that we do that is through our Humanities and Social Sciences program. So every student at Cooper is required to take coursework within the humanities and social sciences so that you can communicate very clearly about your degree areas. We also offer what are called the VIP programs, which are interdisciplinary coursework that's designed around a particular idea. It's faculty led and it lasts for many semesters over the span of a year. And some of the ideas that are being approached through different disciplines are around smart cities and how to design them. So from an architectural standpoint, what do those buildings look like? What do you need to think about that a community might need? From an engineering standpoint, how do you design the structural support for the buildings? How do you design the electricity to be energy efficient, et cetera, et cetera? Every student who's admitted to Cooper Union receives a 50% tuition scholarship. So the most you'll ever pay is half price tuition, which is $25,000 per year. And our total undergraduate population is less than 1,000 students. So we're very, very small. That will enable you to have very close interaction with faculty who teach all of the courses. We also have a really active community with a lot of club involvement. And for the next year, we will be test optional. So we wish you all the very best of luck as you learn about the different campuses that are here tonight. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Cooper Union. Up next, we have University College of Dublin.
All right, let me pull up my screen for you all here. All right, welcome everyone. My name is Kendall Hook and I am a representative for the University College Dublin. I'm actually here in New York City and I work with all of our students in the Mid-Atlantic region. But of course, as our name spells it out, we are actually located in Dublin, Ireland. So we are jumping across the pond for the next 6 minutes. I know you guys are probably just starting your college search process. So you're looking all over the US and you may not have ever considered going across the pond or going to a different country for your undergrad degree. So why would you even consider Ireland? Why would you head to Dublin? Well, I'm happy to say it's one of my favorite countries in the world, and it's incredibly safe, friendly, and welcoming. It's often ranked in the top 10 to 12 safest countries in the world, as well as oftentimes the world's friendliest country as well. It is English speaking. You'll hear Gaelic here and there, which is pretty cool, but you don't have to worry about a different language and that academic hurdle. But we do have a very globally connected and multicultural society. So you do have people coming from all around the world to Ireland and to Dublin specifically. All of the programs in Ireland, all of the schools do have internationally recognized undergrad degree programs. So when you head to Ireland and bring your degree back to the US, with the exception of maybe a couple of subjects, it will be fully transferable back here into employment or to graduate school here in the US. Dublin is an incredible city for college students. It's extremely youthful and it has over half of Ireland's international student population. I think it's a little over half as well are under the age of like 32 or so. So it's an incredibly youthful, vibrant city. UCD is one of Ireland's oldest universities. We were founded in 1854, but for being an old university, we do have a very modern campus. It is set in a more residential area of Dublin, and it feels very similar to a large public research institution here in the US. We are ranked #1 in Ireland academically, and we're in the top 1% of universities worldwide. So we do have the alumni base and the name recognition back here in the US. We have a comprehensive range of degree programs that I'll touch on in just a minute. Our campus. So as I just mentioned, we do feel like a large public research institution here in the US. So I can say personally that UCD's campus feels very approachable. So we have all the amenities that you're used to. So gym, on-campus housing, libraries for all the different academic disciplines, student support services, academic support services, etc. We also have a vibrant student life. We have different groups. We don't necessarily have Greek life or college football Saturdays, but we do have a robust number of student groups that you can get involved in, which is really the best way to plug in and form those friendships for your time abroad. Importantly, we have on-campus housing. That's pretty unique for a European university. It looks a little bit different. They feel more like apartment style situations on campus. So you have your own single bedroom and you share common facilities with a group of maybe 4 to 5 other students. And you could be sharing that apartment with students from all around the world, including Ireland. So you get a good mix of people from everywhere that you're living with. I think I forgot to mention earlier, but we are Ireland's most international campus, and we have about 30% of our undergrad population coming from outside of Ireland. And we do guarantee housing on campus for our first year international students. I mentioned earlier, we have a wide range of degree programs. I say A to Z, architecture to zoology, and everything in between. And I want to mention that you may have heard that in European universities, you have to know exactly what you want to study. That can be true at UCD too. You can apply directly to the programs that you're interested in majoring in. So if you want to be a history major, you never have to take another math class again, because we don't have general education requirements. You can dive right in straight to your program and get started right away. If you want to be a science student, you never have to take another English again. So that's great if you know what you want to do. However, we have a very unique program for our US students, and it's the Liberal Arts and Sciences program, which gives you flexibility if you are not sure what you want to major in. So you can test out a couple of different subjects and then ultimately decide later what you want to continue to pursue. There are a couple ways to apply to UCD. You can apply directly on the UCD website, or alternatively, we are on the Common App, so that makes it really easy for you. And we are focused primarily on academics only. So we don't have a holistic admissions process. We have all of our requirements, admissions requirements by department listed clearly online, so it isn't a guessing game. Applications open October 1st, and we are rolling until July 1st. Last but not least, we do have scholarships available for our international students. All in, UCD is typically a little more expensive than going to an in-state school, but oftentimes more affordable than going out of state or to a private school here in the US. So if you have any other questions, this is my email, and you're welcome to stay in touch.
Thank you. Next up, we will hear from University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
All right, well, good evening, everyone. My name is Rachel McCauley. I am one of the admissions counselors at UMBC, and I'm a UMBC alum. I love my Retriever pride, and I'm missing campus so much right now, but I'm so excited to tell you about it. So first, I would love to give you a little view of our campus. As you can see here, we're one big circle, and everything within the circle is UMBC territory. So our name is University of Maryland, Baltimore County, but we're actually not in Baltimore. We're right outside of Baltimore in a little suburban area called Catonsville. You can see there's a lot of green space outside of our campus, lots of hiking trails, little coffee shops, boutiques that are really fun to explore. We're also only about 15 minutes from the inner harbor of Baltimore, about 10 minutes from the BWI airport, 30 minutes from Annapolis, Maryland, and about 45 minutes away from DC. So great central location to get to a lot of fun places. So we are a medium-sized university, about 11,000 undergraduate students, a great size where you can walk around campus, see familiar faces, but you're never going to know everyone. So there's always room to make new connections and meet new people. We have 61 majors in 55 distinct programs, 70 minors, and 36 certificate programs. Some of our more popular majors are biology, chemistry, engineering, computer science, but also on the liberal arts side, we have political science, psychology, visual and performing arts, and many, many more. We also do have pre-professional programs, so pre-med, pre-dentistry, pre-law, and many more of those as well. And something really unique about UMBC is if you apply to UMBC and get in, you can be whatever major you want to be. There's no special admission into any of our majors except a couple of our visual and performing arts majors, but everything else is fair game if you're admitted to UMBC. We also have a really big research population on our campus. So whether it be in biology or chemistry or something completely unrelated like dance and media and communication, we offer research in every single one of our majors. And we have about 82% of our students complete an internship, research project, or study abroad during their time at UMBC. So very active student population. Outside of the classroom, we have over 270 clubs and organizations. We're one of the most diverse schools in the nation, with students who have studied at UMBC from over 100 different countries. So our cultural clubs and organizations are huge and have a major impact and throw tons of events on our campus. So it's really great to see different walks of life all around our campus at UMBC. We also have 17 Division I NCAA sports teams at UMBC, one of our biggest teams being our men's basketball team, who made history just 2 years ago, where we were a 16 seed in March Madness and they beat a #1 seed. And that has never happened in men's basketball history. I'm not even a big sports fan, but you better believe I'm at every single UMBC game showing that black and gold. Our spirit is so vibrant at UMBC. So there's lots of events going on campus, and being so close to Baltimore, there's tons of museums and places to eat that's just only 15 minutes away. Now let's talk about applying. So this year was a little bit different, being test optional, but what has continued is we are on the Common Application. We will always be on the Common Application. We'll need your official high school transcript. We're looking for mainly A's and B's. There can be some other grades here and there, but we want to see those core A's and B classes and some honors, AP, IB, gifted and talented, any of those rigorous classes that your school offers. We would love to see those. So this fall, we were test optional. We're still determining for the future years if we do want to continue being test optional or if we want to bring back that SAT, ACT requirement, and it also depends on the status of the world. But this past year, we were test optional, and we're really working hard to determine what we'll do for this next year, and we will be sure to paste it all over our website as soon as we make that decision. My contact information will be at the end of the presentation, so if you do have any questions as to whether or not taking the SAT or ACT would be a good option for you, definitely let me know. We are looking for an average of about a 1270 on the SAT or a 27 on the ACT. If you have taken it and you're kind of considering it, those are the scores that we're looking for. We'll also accept up to 2 letters of recommendation. They can be from anyone except your parents or your brothers and sisters. Anyone who knows you in an academic or hardworking environment is who we want to hear from. So for anyone who is in their junior year or younger, our application is always going to open on August 1st, and our early action deadline will always be November 1st, with our regular deadline being February 1st. So November 1st is key because you're automatically guaranteed to be considered for merit scholarships if you apply by November 1st in your senior year. Our out-of-state tuition is about $25,000 a year. So that's something to consider. And plus room and board would be about another $12,000. So definitely keep that in mind. And merit scholarships are amazing for subsidizing that cost. So November 1st is key. Now I want to share my contact information with you. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm the point of contact for all students in New Jersey. So I'm so excited to connect with you. And feel free to take your phone camera and scan the following code. That'll help you to learn even more about UMBC over the coming months and the next year. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Rachel. Up next, Bryn Mawr College.
Hi, everyone. Let me just get my PowerPoint started. Okay, hold on 1 second. Hang tight. This is going to be exciting. Okay. Alrighty, and oops, hold on 1 second. There we go. Perfect. So hello, everyone. Welcome to my mini session for today. My name is Katarina Karras-Flores, and I'm an admissions counselor at Bryn Mawr. I'm also a recent graduate. I graduated this past spring, so I still understand what the Bryn Mawr community is like. But my territories are New Jersey, New York City, so encompassing Manhattan and the boroughs, Latin America, and the Caribbean. So since all of you are from New Jersey, like I said, I'm the admissions counselor of your territory. So Bryn Mawr is a women's college, and we are also a liberal arts college. We're part of the Seven Sisters Coalition, if you are familiar with them. But we are located about 20 minutes away from the city of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. So actually from Middlesex County, we are about 1 hour and 20 minutes away, so not too far. So Bryn Mawr was founded in 1885 during a time when a women's education was not prioritized in society. So we are a college that was founded and made for women. And at Bryn Mawr, it isn't about the absence of men, but it's about the presence of women. So being at a women's college is definitely a unique experience, and I can attest to this since I attended Bryn Mawr myself. But from our rigorous academics, supportive and empowering community, and strong traditions, Bryn Mawr students and alumni learn how to be bold, dynamic, and agents of change in our communities. We also learn how to be future leaders of the world from our interactions with students, faculty, and staff. So we are proud to be a women's college that educates smart, strong women who leave campus to become global leaders and lifelong learners. So at Bryn Mawr, our campus has 2.6 times the national average of degrees awarded to women in STEM. 100% of students on campus complete a thesis or a capstone project, and 97% have a positive career outcome 1 year after graduation. So there is not a limitation to what you are interested in pursuing in the future as a Bryn Mawr student. So on campus, we have about 1,400 undergraduate students, so we are a very small and intimate campus. Our average class size is about 14 students, and the faculty to student ratio is about 9-1. So you have a very personalized and interdisciplinary education since, like I mentioned, we are a liberal arts college. We also have more than 35 majors and more than 50 minors and concentrations to choose from. So student learning and engagement goes beyond Bryn Mawr's campus. In addition to the numerous areas of studies offered at Bryn Mawr, you also have access to 3 other colleges in the area as a Bryn Mawr student. So Bryn Mawr has partnerships with Haverford College, Swarthmore College, and the University of Pennsylvania. So it's really great to have access to all of these colleges in addition to being a Bryn Mawr student. I always like to say that you can make your Bryn Mawr experience as big or as little as you want it to be because you have access to the thousands of the unique classes offered at UPenn, for example, or at any of the other institutions. And you can participate in as many clubs and activities that you want, which I think is pretty great. But I also like to think that having access to all those schools doesn't deter away from your Bryn Mawr experience. Like students really do value having access to all of those other institutions in the area. So in addition, like I mentioned earlier, we are close to the city of Philadelphia. So a lot of students will typically do internships or find jobs in the city as well. Like it says on the screen, 79% of students complete at least one internship. We do have 20 combined degree programs with colleges such as the University of Pennsylvania and Boston University, to name a couple of them. And we do have about 90 plus pre-approved study abroad programs. So typically students will study abroad in their junior year, typically in the fall or the spring semester. Students don't typically study abroad over the summer, but there are numerous different opportunities that students like to take advantage of while being a Bryn Mawr student. So this is one of my favorite quotes from a recent alumna, actually my class year, coincidentally enough. But Bryn Mawr is a place where you can come as you are and grow into whatever you want to be. And Bryn Mawr offered me the opportunity to truly explore and grow into myself. So Bryn Mawr is a place for students pursue their passions for lives of purpose, and I hope you got to see a little glimmer of that in my little presentation. But if you do have any questions specifically about Bryn Mawr, I will be giving you my email at the end, and also a link to register if you would like to receive our emails and whatnot. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, but yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, next up, we are going to have a representative from College of Mount St. Vincent.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyler Margolis. I'm the Assistant Director for Admission over at the College of Mount St. Vincent. My territories are New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, and Staten Island. I'm going to share my screen really quickly so I can share my PowerPoint presentation with you guys. All right. So this is the College of Mount St. Vincent. As you can see here, we actually are in Riverdale, New York, which is a private section in the Bronx, about 12 miles away from Midtown Manhattan. I think you can see the New York City skyline down there. We're actually right on the Hudson River, so you can see our soccer field over here. It's one of my favorite parts of campus because it's right on the Hudson River. A really cool place to watch a soccer game. So just to give you guys some quick fast facts, as I mentioned, we are in Riverdale, New York, which is 12 miles away from Midtown Manhattan. So we are indeed in New York City. While we are technically in New York City, we have much more suburban type campus. You saw that picture before. We have lots of trees, lots of grass, and we're right on the Hudson River. So it's a really beautiful scenic view. We were founded in 1847 by the Sisters of Charity. That is an organization of nuns actually in the area, because we are a Catholic liberal arts school. On top of that, we are 1,800 students, so we're a relatively small school. So we have around 65% of our students actually live on campus, while 35% are commuting from different parts of New York City. So that's something that we're really proud of. We're really proud of our New York City background, because it's kind of the foundation of where we are in the city. On top of that, we were actually ranked number 3 in upward mobility, voted the 6th most diverse college in the nation. We have an average class size of around 20 students, and with that, we have a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Value of attendance. Now, tuition is around $39,000, and room and board is around $12,000, but it is extremely, extremely rare that students pay that full tuition price, and the reason for that is all of our students qualify for merit-based scholarship. So as you can see here, our merit scholarships vary. Students can earn anywhere from $15,000 to $22,500 in merit-based scholarship. That merit-based scholarship is based on your recalculated GPA. Now, what your recalculated GPA is your cumulative GPA of your core classes. So your science classes, math classes, history classes, language classes, and everything in between with those core classes. If you are a theater major or more of a creative arts major, we will definitely take those creative classes into account as well. But for the most part, we're looking at those core classes. We also have resident scholarships. We have 4 different premier scholarships as well. We have a community service scholarship. We have a Font Hill writing scholarship. Both those are full room and board scholarships. We also have our Corazon C Aquino scholarship, which is awarded to a high achieving student of Filipino descent. And we also have the Martha E. Fedorko scholarship, which is a $5,500 scholarship offered to high achieving students that want to pursue a career in the sciences. Academics, some of our most popular majors are nursing, biology, business, psychology, and sociology. Nursing, for example, we have a full state-of-the-art nursing simulation lab, which is really cool because it has about 30 different test dummies that all simulate real-life experiences. You can see a quick picture of our simulation lab over there. It's really cool. Also, a great thing about our nursing students is they get real hands-on experience in a New York City hospital. And I'll get into this a little bit more into the presentation in terms of some of the hospitals that students work in. We also have a variety of really great state-of-the-art facilities where students can take what they learn in the classroom and actually apply it in a real-life setting. So we have a business trading and research center where we actually have a live a ticker of the New York Stock Exchange. As I mentioned, we have our nursing simulation lab. We have a full state-of-the-art TV studio and radio station, in addition to the Fischlinger Center for Public Policy Research. So a lot of great things that students can do outside the classroom, such as record TV shows, record radio shows, podcasts, and pretty much everything in between. Here's just a quick view of some of our majors. At the end of the presentation, I'll do my best to attach a link where you can find all of our areas of study. Here are some of our pathway programs as well. I think you'll see that our HEOP program is just for New York State students, so that might not be the most relevant. but we also have the Mount Access program and TRIO student support services program as well. These are great resources for first generation low income students that may need some additional support once they do step foot on campus. Residential life, obviously, like I said, 65% of our students do indeed live on campus. We have 5 dorms on campus. In addition, we are building a 6th one known as a Keno Hall. We're hoping that's ready by the end of the semester. Safety and security, we're a fully gated campus, so in order to get onto campus, you do have to go through security. And the end of campus is the Hudson River. So it's really secure, it's really safe, and most importantly, it's really beautiful.
Thank you very much. Next up, we are going to hear from Ramapo College.
Hi, I'm Kelly Duran. I'm the admissions counselor for Ramapo College primarily. I work with all of our Central New Jersey students, so Middlesex, Monmouth, Somerset, and Union counties. So the biggest things to know about Ramapo is we are the smallest public school in New Jersey. So we have about 6,000 students altogether. Average class size, 21. Largest class a student will ever have is 35. So really focused, small class sizes, individualized attention, really getting to know classmates, really getting to know faculty members as well. We're also a very suburban campus, a lot of nature, a lot of trees, a lot of greenery around campus, but we are also about 5 minutes away from Route 17, which is one of the major highways in northern New Jersey, and then also about 10 minutes away from 287, the Parkway, and then 15 minutes away from the Turnpike as well. So it's very easy to be able to get to our campus. And then there's also a lot to be able to do. There's hiking trails, every chain restaurant you can be able to imagine, a little bit of everything. When you actually get to campus, the best part is picture your palm. The middle part is going to be the academic buildings, and your fingers are the residence halls. So from the furthest residence hall to the furthest academic building, it's only about a 10-minute walk. And then also some of our more popular programs, especially for students. So first, in our School of Business, most popular programs are our accounting, management, as well as marketing. In our School of Contemporary Arts, most popular programs are communication arts, music, as well as theater. Next, in our School of Humanities and Global Studies, most popular programs are English, history, and political science. In our School of Social Science and Human Services, most popular programs are education, psychology, as well as social work. And then lastly, in our School of Theoretical and Applied Sciences, our most popular programs are computer science, nursing, and then also biology as well. And then also we have a lot of opportunities for students to be able to either do a 4+1 program so they can get their undergraduate degree and then also get their master's degree at the same time at Ramapo. We have those programs for students who are interested in accounting, also business, education and special education specifically, creative music technology, data science, and then also our social work program as well. And then otherwise, we have about 120 different student clubs and organizations on campus. So anything from academic, social, community service-based, sororities and fraternities. So a little bit of everything for everyone to be able to get involved in as well. And then as I mentioned earlier, living on campus is definitely a pretty big thing, especially depending on where you are located in Middlesex County. We can be anywhere from about an hour to about an hour and a half away. So a few big things about living on campus. Housing is guaranteed all 4 years that you live on campus. You can have your car on campus all 4 years as well. And also we're ranked #1 in the state of New Jersey for our residence halls by niche.com. So something we're pretty prideful of. Housing is guaranteed. And then also all of them are set up suite style. So you're never sharing a bathroom with an entire floor of people. You'll only be sharing a bathroom physically with the people that you're going to be living with. There's also free laundry, heat, and AC in all of our residence halls as well. And then also pretty important point too is how much do we actually cost? Because I can tell you all these wonderful and great things about Ramapo. So for tuition, we're about $14,500. For living on campus, we're about $14,500 as well. So altogether, we're about $29,000 all in. We do also offer scholarships for students. Our scholarship deadline is December 15th for students to be able to apply. We offer 2 scholarships, either half tuition or full tuition scholarships as well. About 87% of our students receive some type of financial aid as well. And then also, probably the other most important thing is other opportunities to be able to get involved, especially on campus as well. So we have an honors program for students who are currently taking honors AP classes, dual enrollment classes, who want to continue to be able to do that when they're going to be in college. We also have a pretty active intern and study abroad program. We go to about 500 different countries, have about 500 different programs, and go to about 60 different countries, switch those two around. They can last anywhere from a week-long program to a year-long program. Most popular time students will go is typically the summer months. We also do have the EOS program at Ramapo as well, so the Educational Opportunity Fund that you can be able to apply for as well. So there's specific academic and financial criteria for that. And then also the other pretty big thing is our Cahill Career and Development Center. So all of our students typically will do at least 2 internships before graduation, or a shadow experience, or they'll be doing research, whatever that's going to really look like for their specific program. And they'll be working with our Cahill Center for academic, and then also career, internship, and resume writing as well. And then also all students have a pathways program. So you have a specific career advisor based on your academic major as well. So otherwise, thank you so much for having me today. And I'm going to turn it over to Lucy.
Thank you. Okay, so that concludes all of the presenters here for us today. I'm going to share my screen. There is a question. I apologize. So I'm just going to share my screen. So this is a list of the upcoming sessions the rest of this evening. So if you are interested in joining, please feel free. And then I will pull up the question for you guys to answer. And you guys can just answer in the order that you presented. So the question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college process? So Cooper Union, you can start, and then just a quick answer, and then we'll run through the list.
Great. I have a couple of things that I would suggest, some of which you've probably already heard from other sources, but really talk to people, talk to students who go to the colleges you're thinking about, talk to your guidance counselors, talk to your teachers, ask them where they went, what they liked about their school, what they didn't like about their school, talk to any adult you can find who has the job that you might be interested in doing, and learn as much as you can from that. Think about what you love. What do you really enjoy about school right now? What do you want to spend your time doing? And what do you learn? What environment do you learn best in? Do you need a small and supportive environment? Do you need a large place where you can explore all of the different things that might await you in your future? And mostly just deep breaths and have fun.
Great, thank you. University College Dublin.
Yeah, that covered a lot. I guess to add to that, I would maybe take a look at the subjects you may be interested in studying and look at a couple different colleges and see if those academic departments may have additional requirements that they're looking for, or certain prerequisites that you may be able to take in high school. So if you're interested in nursing or science, do the schools that you're interested in, do they require you to take AP lab classes or take or reach a certain score on the SAT math portion? So I know that may change in the coming years because of COVID and being test optional, but taking a look to see if any additional requirements academically may be necessary. That's always probably good to look at ahead of time as you're working through your class schedules.
Great, thank you. University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
Yeah, so I don't know if mine is more so advice than an actual reminder, but I just want to let everyone know that this process is about you. And I know sometimes when applying to colleges, you feel like the spotlight is on you and there's pressure that you have to perform a certain amount, or, do this well in your college or university or in high school to prepare for that. But at the same time, as much as we as admissions representatives have to evaluate applications, you all have to evaluate us too and find out what you want in a college and university, right? So I hope that brings a little bit of relief that, this process is all about you and you.
Oh, Rachel, you muted. Oh, there you go.
my space bar and it muted me. But yes, it's about you finding the right fit for you and finding the resources and academics that fit you the best. So yeah, have fun with it.
Thank you. Bryn Mawr College?
So I think as someone who was also recently in the college search process, I'm not that old, I promise. It was just like 5 years ago. But I definitely recommend speaking with tour guides and speaking with current students. I know that, every school that there's out there, they have different groups of students that are representatives of the college, and I think that's a really great way to speak with students and also to get a sense of what it's like to be at this institution. And sometimes schools will also offer like overnight stays. Like, definitely take advantage of those when it's safe, obviously when it's safe. But I think that those are really great ways to understand and see for your own eyes how or what it's like to be a specific student at that institution, but also reach out to admissions counselors. I know it can be really scary and intimidating, but promise we don't bite. But it's also a great way to like communicate with your admissions counselor, maybe about different things that are going on in your life, and just really getting a sense as well from their perspective what it's like to be a student at the college.
Great, thank you. College of Mount St. Vincent?
It's not letting me share, or I don't know if you guys can see me or not.
We can hear you.
Can you see me now?
No? Oh, yes. Okay, you're good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I would say that my biggest piece of advice, kind of just piggybacking off what the last counselor said, was definitely utilize your admissions counselors as a resource. There really is no such thing as a stupid question. We have been asked, I know one of the first questions that I was asked when I started at the College of Mount St. Vincent was, does your school have trees on campus? And while at first, it may seem a little bit of like a silly question, there's a lot more information in that question. You could talk about your campus and what it has to offer. But pretty much my main point is there's no such thing as a stupid question. The reason that all of us are in this job is because we love talking to students like yourself that are passionate about education. And we just want to help you reach all your academic goals. So please, please, please don't hesitate to reach out to all of us. I think we all did a good job providing our contact information. And if you want to learn more, feel free to reach out to us. And yeah, that's my biggest piece of advice.
Great, thank you. And then finally, Ramapo.
Hi, so everyone has already given fantastic advice. I will say one thing that I haven't heard. This is get your college process. And so what that also means is really sitting down and figuring out what is going to be best for you, because the best school for your best friend or your aunt or whoever it is may not be the best school for you. Maybe you'll thrive at a very large research-heavy university. Maybe you need a much smaller university where you can have a lot more kind of individual one-on-one attention. And then it's also having that honest conversation with your parents of, here's how much realistically is going to make sense for me to be able to afford for college, and then also figuring out what I personally want out of a school. And you shouldn't feel pressured to be like, oh, I have to apply to this school because so-and-so told me that I have to be able to go here. Because if you also step foot on campus and you walk in and you're like, no, thank you, I do not want to be here at all. Knowing what you don't want is just as important as knowing what you do want. And so this is your process. And while we all work at different schools and you'll meet plenty of different people, especially if you do other sessions today, at the end of the day, we all want the same thing for you. Of course, I want you to come to my school, but ultimately I want you to find your perfect fit and to have your fantastic college experience, because that is the most important part for all of us, especially as counselors, is that you are happy and that you are where you're supposed to be.
Great, thank you. Okay, so that concludes the session. If anybody has any final questions, please don't forget to utilize the chat, and then also all the counselors have put their contact information in there as well. So you are welcome to reach out further. And again, I urge you to join some of our upcoming sessions tonight and for the rest of the spring semester. So without further ado, I'm going to conclude the session, and thank you so much for joining. Have a great evening. Bye.